Hey, what's going on, guys? You're not gonna believe this. You are not gonna believe this when you see it. And I would like to thank Watching the World 777. And I sent him this video so he can download it in because this is his video. So I've already sent it to him. I know Mel. I met him at the Diddy trial. So yeah, I've already met him at the Diddy trial. Really cool guy. But I couldn't make it to the Carmelo Anthony trial, but he made it. And he also went to the Nancy Guthrie house. He went to Nancy Guthrie house. Okay, I see you. He went to Nancy Guthrie house. We wait for a few people to come in because this is gonna blow your mind. Deb, I'm glad you're here. This is gonna blow your mind. This guy here, Mel, Watching the World 777 YouTube page. He was at the trial, so he has everything. And he'll tell you when we were at the Diddy trial, everybody took detailed notes. Okay. Everybody took detailed notes. And that's what he did in this. So he has the timeline, and you're gonna see um when Carmelo Anthony first sit down. Because they're saying that the narrative is he was already sitting in the tent before the twins got there. That's not true. He's getting ready to break it down. When I tell you he's gonna break this down, you're not gonna believe it. He broke it down all the way to the minute. He broke this down. So, like I said, we could wait for a few people to come in, and like I said, you're not going to believe this. Oops, sorry about that. I had to change my mic. Hold on 1 second. All right, cool. Yeah, you guys are definitely not going to believe this. He broke it down so good that every all of our questions have been answered as far as because the narrative is going around that Carmelo Anthony was in the tent first. He was not. The twins got there first with their friends. Um, and you could see Carmelo, that the person that Carmelo knew, he's going to point him out too. Okay. He's going to point the guy because he was sitting next to Carmelo. And he's also going to point out where the other twin was sitting. The other twin was sitting in front of Carmelo, and the other twin was kind of down a little bit. But the first twin was talking first to Carmelo. That's what set it off. And then it escalated from there, and the other twin finished it. So it's a lot of like I said, lies being told. But Mel was there. He was there, and he broke it down. I actually sent him the this video I have is unlisted because I want him to download it. It's his video. So, but I met him at the Diddy trial, so he's a really cool guy. And yeah, man, shout out to Mel, man, really good guy, man. But without further ado, let's go ahead. We're gonna play this video a few times, but let's go ahead and play the video now.
You're going to clearly see Carmelo walk in and sit down in this gap. And then we're going to wait another 4 minutes, and then they're going to start fighting. You're going to see Austin attack him. So keep your eyes on this gap right under the right half of the tent. But you're actually going to start seeing Carmelo when he actually walks. He doesn't even sit under the tent. He sits on the back row just beyond the tent. He was still being rained on. So that argument about him even being under the tent, it was in court. We learned he was never under the tent. Partially maybe his feet, if he had his feet on the row in front of him. Okay, he's about to walk in. Pay attention. Watch Carmelo walk and sit down. And here we go. Here's Carmelo. Look. He sits right down in that gap. That's him right there. You see that? That's Karmelo sitting down in the gap. Notice when Austin attacks, he goes right to that spot. Okay, so this is Karmelo arriving 2 minutes later. You actually see him when he finally sits down.
Yeah, because a lot of people kept saying, "I want to see him when he sits down." He's right there.
Right. So check it out. Now they're in the tent, and the guys are saying that Karmelo at some point, they try to say, and I want to tie this into Hunter, because Hunter says he's sitting under the tent. In fact, we should play Hunter. I'm going to play Hunter later and tie it back in. But now I want you guys to start another clock. Already we refuted the individuals that said that 4 guys, including Austin and Hunter, walked up to the tent. 20 minutes later, they started beating Karmelo. I just showed you Karmelo wasn't under the tent. He arrived 2 minutes later. Could you speak on it a little bit, what I've showed you so far, Ratchet?
Yeah, I just think a lot of people are confused and they don't want these facts because clearly you see Karmelo walk up. Clearly you see Karmelo sit down. Clearly you see him. He's sitting next to Austin. Next to Austin, if you look to the left, that's where Hunter is sitting. Hunter gets up. Hunter grabs something or does something behind Austin, and then Hunter goes back and sits down. And that's as soon as Hunter sits down. I'm guessing that Karmelo and Austin are having a verbal altercation. Next thing you know, Austin gets up and lunges at him and immediately gets stabbed.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for that. So, guys.
All right, so he already showed when the kid came and sat down. And what you're gonna see, the clock is gonna start counting. He's as soon as he sit down, he said 4 minutes after that, that's when the altercation broke out. But you see him clearly sit down. We didn't know that before until Mel broke it down because he was actually in court. So and he took really good notes. So he was following along with the prosecutor. So when that kid sat down, the twins were already there. And he was sitting in back of the twins. But he wasn't fully under the tent. He was sitting in, he was halfway under the tent, but not really. He wasn't fully under the tent. He was just sitting in back of it. And so yeah.
Now Karmelo has just arrived, okay? I know a lot of people don't want to accept it, but this is court testimony. When you get the transcripts, which are coming, you'll have a chance to compare these notes, and you're going to hopefully you remember what I'm telling you. Now we're going to start another clock, okay? We've already refuted the 4 guys walking up, surrounding Karmelo. Have you guys seen a fight yet? We've gone 2 minutes, and you haven't seen a fight since Austin and Hunter arrived. So that should tell you something right here. Somebody's facts are off, okay? Now, watch this. We're going to go now. We're going to wait 4 minutes while they're talking and arguing and just doing the boys' banter, and then you're going to see the fight happen. So let's start the clock. So we have to wait for we were actually sitting in court, like waiting for this fight to start. And I was like, you see people walking by. Okay. So at this point, all the subjects are in the tent. And you can see they're sitting down. You don't see a lot of movement. You're going to see some people get up, walk away. You'll see a girl walk up. Her brother testified. She has on a yellow poncho. You see these people in the field. 4 minutes is going to go by. You see people moving around. The boy Chris said he had traded seats with Eddie so Eddie could sit closer to Karmelo. I think I kind of could see that happening. Okay.
So that would be Eddie to the right of Karmelo.
Yes, Eddie is to the right of Karmelo. And Eddie says that when Austin goes to hit Karmelo, he knocks Eddie down. That's the guy that he knocks him.
You can clearly see Karmelo talking to somebody to his right. So he knows the guy to the right. So right there, all the way at the top, you see 2 guys sitting there. Right in the middle is Karmelo, and Eddie is to his right.
Out the way. So that's the commotion you see. as he hits Carmelo with this tackle.
Thank you for clearing it up, because people kept saying the person next to him was Hunter, and that's
No,
and that Hunter attacked him from behind, but he knocked him down. Thank you for clearing it up.
Hunter tells you, listen, we got
Yeah, so he has really good notes. So Hunter was sitting next to him. I mean, Eddie was sitting next to him, excuse me. A lot of people said it was the other twin that was sitting next to Carmelo. That's not true. So these people that didn't go to the trial, they're purposely lying to you. They're purposely lying to you. And I knew that was going to happen because a lot of us couldn't go to the trial and it wasn't being televised. So I knew it was going to be some lies. But since Mel was there, I already knew that he was going to go ahead and tell us the real deal. But we're going to get into a debate after all this said and done. Is it first degree or second degree or manslaughter? I mean, first degree, is it murder one or manslaughter in this case? So let's continue.
4 minutes to talk, right? Because I'm showing you it takes 4 minutes for the fight to start. Okay. Hunter says he's sitting there, and he says this strange boy walks up and he's talking, and I told him to get out of here or whatever, and he says Austin ran to him and grabbed his backpack. And I'm going to explain to you that whole breakdown later. But Hunter, most of the people testified Hunter was sitting right in front of Carmelo.
That's a lie.
Okay, that's what they were saying in court. I'm just giving courtroom testimony.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, so the girl walks up. That's a trigger there.
And that's the punch we're talking about.
Yeah, her mother, I believe, was the pediatrician. She was the sister to one of the guys that testified. The mother was the pediatrician for the twins. She was so devastated she couldn't come to court and testify. Now you're going to see these people. They're going to start walking by the tent. See, we're probably at 3 minutes or so. We're sitting here still waiting. This is what we were doing in court. We're sitting waiting for a fight to happen long after the twins arrive, and then 2 minutes later, Carmelo, and now we're waiting on this fight. Okay. You're going to see 4 boys walking by, and I think that's what confused people, because I can't understand where they got the 4 boys from, because 6 boys actually went into the tent when Austin did. There was 6 of them that walked in. But anyway, you're going to see these 4 guys walk by, but they're just walking past the tent. You could clearly see that. Watch this. You've seen people walk past the tent for so long, right? You never see them walking into the tent like the rest of these guys did. Now, this is where you're going to see Austin get up and tackle Carmelo. Right here. Boom. And he pushed back or whatever he does, and then Carmelo is out of there. You see that? And then he proceeds to run down. He's going to fall at the base of the stairs or the bleachers. Look, boom. And then 3 guys follow him. Nathan says he stopped when he heard Austin scream, because everybody said Austin scream. And then instead of chasing Carmelo, he went back to check on his friend Austin. You have any comments you want to talk about?
Let me go back for a minute, guys, really quickly. I'm just going to go back just a little bit. I want to see what this guy is doing. That's to the right. There's a guy to the right. He's doing something. Also, he's going to break down who Carmelo runs to and everything. It's all on there. So let me go back. I just want to see this. All right, let's go.
right here. Boom. And he pushed back or whatever he does, and then Karmelo is out of there. You see that? And then he proceeds to run down. He's going to fall at the base of the stairs or the bleachers. Look, boom. And then 3 guys follow him. Nathan says he stopped when he heard Austin scream, because everybody said Austin scream. And then he, instead of chasing Karmelo, he went back to check on his friend Austin. You have any comments you want to talk about? I'm going to go back to the tent one last time here. Ratchet. Ratchet, you there?
My fault. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Any comments on what you've seen, happening under the tent and the attack at this point?
No, I mean, I'm completely agreeing with you on it. I mean, you got a great timeline of events and how it took place, and that's exactly what I see.
Now, when I covered Diddy case, was I one of the people out there just putting out crazy stories that you had to talk to or whatever?
No, because we was in that courtroom every day, and me and you were 2 of the few people who actually put out the truth in that case.
Okay. All right. So you don't have a problem. You see how I move. Okay. So, all right. Now I'm going to break down what happens afterwards. But I think okay. So I went all the way back. Right here. He attacks him. Boom.
And
Look
where
at
do you see Hunter at in this?
what's that?
Can you show them where Hunter is at this whole time while they're, because people really want to clear up where was Hunter, because everyone keeps saying Hunter struck first.
No, Hunter was sitting in front of Karmelo. If Hunter had hit him first, then Karmelo would have said, I told Hunter not to hit me. He doesn't, he strictly talks about Austin.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Hunter is sitting in front of him. There were different testimonies in court as to what each person did. One person said that basically Hunter, when he saw Austin tackle Karmelo, he stood up. Okay. That's what I have it in my notes. I could tell you exactly who said that. But for the most part, they said that Hunter was sitting down throughout the whole deal. He was the first one to verbally start it, but Austin was the one that finished it, or at least tried to. All right. So here's.
All right. Yeah. What I'll do is, you say you wanted to use the video. I'll just the link. Is there any way you can contact me or something? Because I have this video listed. It's on my video list, but it's unlisted because it's Mel's video, and I sent it to Mel because I re-edited the video as he was talking, so we can zoom in and see what's going on. But I can send you the link of the unlisted one, so you can so you won't hear me talking, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Just send me a message or something. Is there a way you can send me a message on YouTube? I don't know how that works. Or send it to me on Instagram. And I will yes, I have an email. Is there any way, do you got go to my description, and all my contact stuff should be in the description, I think. I think it's in the description. Let me see real quick. Give me a second. No, it's not in the description. Yes. You see, when you go to the description, you're gonna see Instagram. You're gonna see where it says my channel Max Vault. Click on Instagram. Either Instagram or Twitter, one or the other. And I'll send you the link.
Okay. So you're gonna see, okay, so I gotta go back just a little bit more. Okay, so you're gonna see Austin come up a few bleachers and tackle him. See, you can see the distinct movement of Austin. He's a big guy.
Oh, that's right. If you subscribe to me, you can just send me a message right now, and I'll send you the link right now. It's actually easier if you subscribe and send me a message on YouTube, because I'll get it right away. I get a notification. I don't get notifications for some reason on Instagram. I don't have it set up like that. But yeah, just send it to me, and because what happened was I sent it to Mel first because it's his video, and I edited to where we can listen to Mel talk with his notes, and we can zoom in and see what's going on. So this is really, 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 really good. So yeah, let me continue.
You see Karmelo when he goes back. You see the opening, how clear it is around him. There's no one shoulder to shoulder with him. You could actually see him go back. He doesn't hit anyone, right? Hunter, according to the courtroom testimony, was right in front of Karmelo, who you saw get pushed back. Now, Ratchet, you remember I showed you where Karmelo came and sat down at?
Mm-hmm.
Is this where you see Austin going to hit someone?
Mm-hmm.
So you see how it all jives together. That's when when Karmelo walked in, and you see the same location where he's getting struck, right?
Yep.
Now notice how fast he gets up out of the tent. You can't even really see in the details, right?
Nope.
He runs. Some people say they see him crawling backwards or something like that. The way this is set up, you can't really see in the details. The video I showed earlier is clearer, but even in that, it's the same framework. So I'll give you the layout of how it turns out afterward. He runs down, he falls. 3 guys chase him. Okay. One turned back, that was Nathan, according to his testimony. Hunter started too, but when he learned that Austin was injured, he stopped. Okay, so the boys said that Karmelo tries to blend in with the crowd. I think this is what they're talking about when he stops running and he tries to pretend like, he's just there. So he runs. Now, the first testimony we get from someone that made contact with Karmelo after he struck, and now also, too, you see the individuals chasing behind him?
Yes.
Nathan is actually making a 911 call, okay?
And he's pointing at him like they're trying to get him to stop, but people lied and said that they were chasing him to beat him up.
Right. Now, check this out. The female coach, her name was, I believe it's Tiffany or Stephanie. I think it's Tiffany. She says that, I'll get her accurate name. She said that she was able to stop Karmelo with one hand. Now, she said she handed Karmelo over to a big black coach by the name of, I think his name is Hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he says that he put his arm around Karmelo and was walking with him and said, son, what did you do? And that's when he tells the coach, I told him not to hit me, right? Not them. He says, I told him not to hit me. So it's all consistent with one person. He says that he got distracted for a minute, and he says that he went to do something. He came right back. Karmelo never tried to run. He came back and he put his arm around Karmelo again. And that's when he told him, he says, son, you ruin your life forever if this young man dies. Karmelo says, oh, he's not going to die. And that's when he broke down. And when he realized that he may have taken his life, he breaks down. And the coach says he embraced Karmelo. So now we're going to see all of this unfold. And this is what I told you guys for over a week now. So let's just see it all come into play. You see the female, she'll be lagging in the back. Right there, you see the little short lady in the back?
Mm-hmm.
You see her running? She's
Yep.
short. She guys don't look like white sneakers or something. You see the black figure beside Karmelo?
Yeah.
That's the big black, I shouldn't say it that way, coach, but he's 6'2", 240 pounds.
And you can see around him.
You see his arm around him, right?
His left arm is around Karmelo.
He's going to walk away from him. This is his testimony. I'm in court. See, Karmelo doesn't run. He says he comes back and he grabs Karmelo around the shoulder again. Watch this. That's exactly what he does. Now he tells him, son, you ruin your life forever. And look, Karmelo jumps up. He's crying. And then they're going to embrace. And then Carmelo's going to put his arm around him. All this we heard in court. I don't know why people have a hard time figuring this out. You see that?
Yep.
This is all.
That's exactly what.
Oh, his name is Vincent Hooper. I'm sorry. His last name is Hooper, not Holding. Vincent Hooper. He's going to now give him, now it's 10:05, and he's going to hand him off to the police officer. And that's where we're going to go to the body cam next. And we're going to hear. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. He's going to hand Karmelo to this police officer that arrives at 10 10:05. Some people are saying it took 10 minutes for the police to arrive.
They were already there.
If you go to the report, the police was there in 4 minutes on scene because there's police in the vicinity, obviously. Okay, so watch this.
Who was that?
What's that?
Is that Cortez?
Cortez. You're gonna see him now. Hand him off to Cortez, and we're gonna go to the body cam, and we're gonna hear everything that Karmelo is saying. He doesn't say he's jumped. Actually, Ratchet, I'd rather you talk about it because I think I've talked about that enough. So here's the officer. You're gonna see him come up. He's gonna be beyond that gate.
And he did say there was a chain link fence that separated him from the suspect, and he gave the suspect instructions to keep his hands up in the air. During that time, the suspect said verbally out loud, "I was protecting myself." And it should be noted that I had not questioned him about the incident when he made that comment. He says, I asked him if he had any weapons, and he said no, and I patted him down for weapons, and I walked along the fence, and I did not locate any on his person. So that's exactly, and he said he instructed him to walk along the fence, which he complied, towards the area where there was an opening in the fence that led off the track. While walking him off the track, the suspect said he put his hands on me. I then detained the suspect in handcuffs, handcuffed him behind his back, and then he sat down on the ground. And that's when Officer Reese arrived on the scene.
Man, Ratchet, you know it, man. Look at here. It's awesome to do a show with you. We need to do many more shows together. Now, notice that this bit here, you're going to see Karmelo. He's so distraught that he's going to go down on his knees. Check this out.
So everything we're talking about and showing you is exactly what's in the police.
Right there. Yeah, right there. It all lines up, man. People want to make it all seem like it's, man, I don't want to talk about that anymore, Ratchet. I'll let you.
Yeah, and then people are saying the video is doctored. This is an edited video. But everything is on the timeline. If you look at exactly what the timestamps are, it clearly shows you exactly what's happening at each time. Every officer has an account on the timeline, and it all aligns. Everything that they said aligns. All the witnesses, all of the officers, everything that people said aligned. And
Right.
even the adults, it wasn't just the kids, the adults all had the same account. The track coaches, the witnesses that were on the stands, all of the adults who were there all said the same exact thing. Everyone said the same thing.
Those people are actually hugging him. Look at that. Yeah. He's crying, and these are his teammates now. And they're actually there comforting him. He's getting hugs, he's crying, he's on the ground, and all the stuff that's happening. You're going to see the officer come up shortly, Officer Cortez. He's going to be beyond that gate.
Yeah, the video is not edited.
Yeah, I mean, the timing is lining right up. I mean, we have to wait to 10:05 when this happens, you know. So they're bringing him to the gate. There's the officer right there. Cortez is going to grab him by the arm, right? Tell him about it, Ratchet.
Yep, he did. He definitely grabbed him by the arm and walked him along the chain link fence until he saw an opening while he told him to have his hands in the air, and he complied. And then that's when he started telling them, I was protecting myself. And then he starts walking with him, and then he ends up saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to put his hands on me.
Talk about it. That's right.
So everything in the police report aligns with everything we're watching, bro. Like it's not hard to figure out. This is exactly what they say it is.
Speak on it.
So, and you see him right there. He has his hands in the air. That's when he's complying. And then when you go into the body cam footage, he's telling them, I told him not to put his hands on me. I told him, and that's whenever the second officer arrives on the scene, and then she walks him to her patrol car, and that's Reese, R-I-C-C-I. I think that's how you say it, Reese.
He's a bad man. He's a bad man. Keep on, Ratchet, man. You preaching. Go ahead, brother.
So that's when he said, I was protecting myself, and he said he did not question him. He didn't locate any weapons on him. He said, while the suspect sat on the ground, I advised him that he was the alleged suspect. And I know he said, I advised them that I had the alleged suspect. And the suspect responds, I'm not alleged. I did it.
I did it.
That's when Officer Reese and him walked to the patrol car, and they walked up to Reese's vehicle, which was on the northeast gate of the stadium. As we were walking to the squad car, the suspect was emotional, and he said he put his hands on me. I told him not to. I did not question the suspect about the incident while he was escorted to the vehicle. I searched his
Bad
person
man.
once again, and I had him sit in the back seat area, driver's side of the patrol car.
In
While
the
the
back seat.
while the
That's
suspect
right.
was in the back seat, I noticed fresh blood on his middle finger, and I verbally acknowledged that I saw blood out loud so that it would be captured on my body camera. Boom.
All right, man, you're a bad man. See, everything is lining up. Have you seen anything off kilter?
No, nothing that says doctored, nothing that says lying. Everyone's statements line up with the exact time they said it happened.
Yeah. Do you believe what these people are saying? Is it evident to you today after I'm showing you on the video and according, you obviously went through all the notes, was Karmelo in the tent when the guys arrived, or did he arrive later?
He arrived later.
Yeah, 2 minutes later. So that whole narrative about them going into the tent, surrounding him, you can't surround.
You ain't going to no school.
I get that.
Well, I could tell you right now, just definitely watching. I do have part two. I just didn't upload it. Just watching this video, things just happen spare of the moment, and things just happen spare of the moment, and he didn't mean to do it. He didn't mean to do this. It was just that they were going back and forth, and things just happened. He didn't mean to do it. It sucks. He made a bad decision, but it was like, damn, it was spare of the moment. And we can go back and watch it again for those that missed the beginning part because the twins were already there. Carmelo came up later, and he sat in there. His friend sat next to him. Well, the guy that he was familiar with. He sat next to him. So up the top of the bleachers, it was Melo and the guy that he knew. He said murder requires intentional knowing or highly dangerous behavior, while manslaughter only requires recklessness. I mean, let me see. Only. Wait a minute. I just missed the manslaughter only requires recklessness. Okay. Okay, give me a second, Heaven. I gotta. Sucks. My screen is cracked. So I can't really, let me see. Evan, where is you? There you go. Hey, what's up, Evan?
Hey Max. Oh,
Yeah,
watching this video kind of just made me sad, to be honest.
I know it's bad. It really is bad because you know why? He honestly made a mistake. I mean, bad decision, and ultimately, he got to pay for it. But yeah, it was bad. It was
Yeah,
pretty bad how it happened. It didn't have to happen, but it was like it's just one of those things, you know.
yeah. Um, I mean, this is just proof that, there are some legit reporters, and this guy that was reporting on crime law or whatever it is, that channel, he was pretty much saying this same stuff that they're talking about now. So it just comes to show that, some of the what he was reporting was true, and it depends where you get
Give me
your.
1 second, Heaven. Miguel, you probably knew here. We already went over the laws in Texas. We know that. I was just speaking on He got murder one. A lot of people really felt like he should have had manslaughter. We already went through the case law already. We went through that already on a previous live chat. We know. We've already went through it. We know why the jury gave him murder one. We know. But we just speaking, just having a conversation. Yeah, we know exactly why the jury gave him murder one. Because if you go by the book, it's murder one. Because the reason why I say that is because the way he hit him, he already had his hand position on the knife already ready to go. And
Yeah, he
remember, it
was.
only takes a few seconds of thought for premeditated.
Yeah, he was ready.
Yeah, he was ready. But yeah, Heaven, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it comes to show that it's important to know where, your information comes from. Like the source is important because this is exactly what, now that we look at this video, which I'm kind of glad it's out, even though it's grainy, you can still see that the kid wasn't being bullied at the moment. There wasn't anybody jumping him. Now it's just delusion. If people want to believe that, it's delusion. I never believed there was multiple videos out. I was like, I don't believe any of that.
Give
I
me a
feel like
second, Heaven, real quick. Tess, it is the same video, but from a wider angle, but I edited to zoom in so we can just focus on the tent. But yes, it's the same video, but I had redid it as Mel was talking. That's why it was zoomed in on the tent so we could see exactly where Mello was placed when he sat down. That's why we did that. Go ahead, Evan.
oh no, I was just, I don't remember what I was saying a minute ago. Uh Whatever. It just comes to show that what the dad was saying, Jeff was saying, and what Carmelo's dad was saying were two different things. And um, I recall, the interview that Carmelo's dad did with the Breakfast Club, where he said he ran to a teacher to get a hug. No, he didn't run to a teacher to get a hug. He was stopped by a teacher, and then a second teacher embraced him. That's different. That's not him running to seek support. Now the only thing about this video is it just makes me feel bad for him because it goes back to him just being young and dumb, not being innocent, because there's a difference, but being young and dumb. Like, I guess once an adult told him, like, dude, you just effed up your life if this kid is, really genuinely hurt, and it hit him at the moment. That gave me a little bit of sympathy for him, like maybe 5% of sympathy, because, you know, it just watching at that moment, gave me a little bit of sympathy for
Right.
him. I still don't agree that he should have had that knife. I still feel like he was intentional with it and he knew what he was doing because he antagonized the kid, whether the kid punched him, pushed him, shoved him, whatever. You antagonized him, and then you still didn't really have no business, one, having the knife, and two, stabbing him. It's just excessive force. You could have punched him back, you could have pushed him, you could have broke his leg, you could have done whatever, but you had no reason to stab him. And I don't necessarily think he was intentional with where he stabbed him. Like, I don't think Carmelo was sitting there saying, I'm going to puncture your left ventricle, and kill you.
Mhm.
But that's why you have to be mindful with things, with when you kind of do these types of things, because I don't think he had any intentions with him. I don't think he had intentions to actually hurt him, but I mean to kill him, sorry, but he did have intentions to hurt him. And so at the end of the day, do I feel like 35 years is excessive? Because, he's a first time offender, and maybe I don't know, maybe something else could have been worked out, maybe so. But I mean, he still you still got to do the time, dude. You had no business having a knife at the school. You had no business antagonizing this kid. And at the end of the day, I feel for, Jeff and his family and this kid's brother, and I mean, it's just I don't know. I can't even. There's no way around that. There's just no way around that. We can't justify, even if that other kid would have been even if it was the other way around, a white kid stabbing a black kid, whatever, either way around, there is just no justification
Right.
for what
You
he
know,
did.
the thing is, people saying he shouldn't have had the knife. This is the country. Everybody carry weapons, but it's the fact that it's what you do with it. Like, yeah, you're gonna have a knife, but he didn't have to use it in that situation, right? But yeah, he's in the country. People carry teens carry rifles in their trucks in the South. They carry rifles, even teens. They carry
They do,
rifles and stuff.
Max. They do. But let me tell you where I draw the line. I feel like he could have had it in his book bag because I heard something about he liked to hunt and something like that. Fine. I don't have an issue with him owning one. I don't care. I mean, yeah, like you said, I live in Georgia. So people here carry guns like it's nothing.
Right.
They do. And I mean, even me, I don't live too far outside the city, and people do target practice in my neighborhood because there's so much, space, and people have some land. And so I don't have an issue with people owning weapons. I feel like if you own a weapon, one, you have to be responsible, but two, there's a place for everything, right? You don't need a knife at a school track meet. Like the knife could have stayed in your book bag in your car.
Let me
It,
say something, Heaven, real quick.
mhm.
Christy, Hunter being arrested for murder is not. That's who's saying that. He's a victim. Hunter's a victim. His brother died. Well, what is he going to get arrested for? Is listen, that doesn't. We don't want to talk like that over here. We're not these other channels. We don't want to talk like that over here. He will forget arrested for what? He was just sitting there. He was sitting in front of Carmelo. Yes, he did start it because he was talking smack to Carmelo. Then his brother finished it, but he didn't do anything. He was just talking smack. People need to learn to walk away. You know,
Mhm.
I mean, you could have a knife on you, big deal, but you have to have some type of conflict resolution. They need to start teaching conflict resolution in schools or something because these kids, it's going to continue to happen,
It is.
But
It's only
actually,
gonna get
this
worse.
situation was like a catastrophic anomaly. Normally, this stuff don't happen, but it was the right combination, the right attitudes at that time for this to happen. No, Anthony mother that for her wanting that. Let me see. Give me real sick. Give me 1 second, Christy. You said no, Max. Kayla is wanting Hunter arrested. Yeah, but we. I mean, who is that? Who is Kayla? Oh, Carmelo Anthony's mother. Okay, Kayla. Um, yeah, but that's just her talking. That's just her being emotional. Have him murdered for what? I mean, have him arrested for what? See, the thing is, if I was Carmelo at this point, I would learn the law and I would separate from the family at this particular point. Because
Yeah.
if they sat there and they said that, no, Carmelo, we're not going to take a deal. We're going to take this all the way to court. He need to separate from the family. He should have took a deal. When you
Yeah.
see this evidence, when you see this evidence here, it's irrefutable
Mm-hmm.
that he was in the wrong.
Agreed. I think his family is burying him even deeper.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm just to answer to one of the young ladies in the comments, Nick Nubian 11. Listen, I don't if even if he was going somewhere after his track meet, right? And he had his knife or whatever. That's okay. I don't think that hey, if you carry a
Evan,
knife
answer this
or
after you're done. You see the comment?
wasn't he standing his ground? Okay, whatever. Um, he needs to Tone, you need to go watch the video because I don't even know what to say about that.
No, he didn't get jumped.
But even if he did, I mean, I just don't feel like it was an appropriate place to have a knife. I mean, they're a bunch of kids, and regardless of how we look at it, they're a bunch of young kids. I mean, to me, I'm looking at a 15, 16-year-old, they're a bunch of kids. So he didn't have no reason to have the knife on him, even if he had it in his book bag, even if he had it somewhere else, even if he had it in
You
his
didn't watch
car.
it, Tone.
But
Tone, you didn't watch it. You didn't
yeah,
like.
but
Don't
no,
try
it
to do that
just
to us in here, or we'll have to let you go, Tone. You didn't watch it.
yeah, he didn't watch it. So if you watched it, um, then you wouldn't even be asking that question. But this just comes to show that Austin's dad was correct when he said the entire incident lasted. He said this when he did his interview with Nancy Grace. He said the entire incident lasted a solid 12 seconds. The fight, the confrontation. I'm not talking about from the moment he got there to the moment he left. Literally, the confrontation lasted a solid 12 seconds. It was one push, it was a push. It wasn't even a punch. There was nobody else involved. There's also no audio, so we don't know what was being said. We don't know if people, because some people were saying, when they were testifying, some of the kids were saying that several people asked him to leave, and then they looked to Austin, and that's when Austin decided to say something. So we don't know if that part is going to be true, but he didn't get jumped, and the video is, I'm glad the video came out. Now I want the transcripts to come out. See, yeah. See, people, Max, you should highlight that comment. That last
Which
comment
one?
in chat. The last comment in your chat.
This one.
Yeah. Like this is the type of thing,
You
and
say
I'm
he's
gonna say this.
white arrogance. That's bro. That's not it.
That's
That's
not
not
cool.
it.
That's the
I'm
type
gonna
of
have to look.
mindset
Yeah, that's not it.
that doesn't allow black people to grow. And it's sad because you don't look like you're a young 15 or 16-year-old guy kiddo. You are a grown person if that's your picture there. That is the type of mindset that doesn't allow the black and brown community to grow because they say stuff like that and they make everything about race. You don't make things about holding yourself and your children accountable. And at the end of the day, this is what this is about, is holding a child accountable for, yes, a mistake that he made. Yes, because let's be honest. He made a mistake. He was not thinking he killed this other, young man. But that is what does not allow black and brown people to grow, because we find a way to make everything about race and skin color. And I'm just going to say this: what's wrong is wrong, what's right is right, regardless of what color you are or where you come from.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, for the record, guys, this case right here, this wasn't about race. It
Mm-mm,
was
not at
a
all.
heated situation that got out of hand. It got out of hand right here. And, you know, is he remorseful? More than likely he is, because he kept saying, is he gonna be all right? And then he also said to the officer, I can even edit this while we're on the fly. He said to the officer, he said, do you think what I did was self-defense? And she was like, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Oh, she said, I don't know what happened. So, he was trying to figure out, was it self-defense? Like, you know what I mean? Because he didn't
Hmm.
mean to do it. He's not a killer.
He's
The kid
not.
is not a killer, right? But you know, I had
Hmm.
a situation. I think back, man, even to myself. Sometimes you're gonna face a situation sometime where you have to walk away. And
Hmm.
I had one 3 years ago. If I didn't walk away, you guys wouldn't hear from me no more. I had to walk away, and I had made a decision. I was thinking about my mother. I said she needs me. I said I have to walk away. I said because at the end of the day, you have a mind, and you have to use that mind and brain of yours. You have to use it. Sometimes, we're emotional beings because we're human, living a human experience, but you have to use your mind at all times. You have to use it. This is what's going to keep you out of the system. A lot of people are in the system for heat of the moment situations.
Hmm.
So, but what else we got, Heaven? Well, we got some other comments.
No,
What we
I
got?
was just saying that like, well, I was just looking at some of the comments, and some people, I guess, are wondering why the knife isn't addressed. I mean,
Oh,
but the thing is this, that's irrelevant at this point. The point is the knife should not have been at a school event. I don't even think that I don't think that that would have made a difference, Max, if they would have said, well, he was a hunter and that's why he carried a knife, or he was going somewhere afterwards. It's why at that moment did you have it, that would have been my question, is why did you have it on school grounds or at the meet? Not why do you have one? I don't care why you have one. Those are two different questions. It's why do you have it at the track meet? How was the knife going to be used at that location right there and then? How? Why was it there? There's a big difference between somebody saying, "Well, why do you have a knife?" and "Why do you have this knife at this track meet?" That's very specific. You need to we need to understand why it was there, not why you own one. So this is why I feel like the knife doesn't matter. That you him having, people asking him, or anybody asking him, "Well, why did you that?" It's irrelevant. Why is it at the track meet? Like, why? There's really no good enough answer for that. You're at a school event. We can see there that these kids were not 100% unsupervised. There was plenty of people around, because that was another debacle, that people were saying, "Oh, they were just, roaming around on super," like people were making it seem like these kids were just far off somewhere in the bleachers and nobody was there. Was people there, people everywhere,
I have an answer for you.
Go ahead, go ahead.
You said, why was the knife at the track event?
Mm-hmm.
I used to carry knives to school for protection, just
I
in case.
understand.
I don't know what's going to happen before I get to school. Yeah, I used to carry them. But,
Hey,
but there's a
I'm
but
all
to
for
it.
that. Mm-hmm.
There's a but to it.
We're not
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to have it
able.
on school premises, right? But I don't
Mm.
know what's going to happen when I'm walking
Oop.
to school. So yeah, that's why I carry. When I carried a bigger knife than he had, I had a. Don't laugh when I say this, but
Mhm.
I had a It was the blade was so. If you saw this blade that I was carrying, you're gonna
Mhm.
think like, what in the world, are you ready for an apocalypse or something? Heaven, I had like the blade was way bigger than what Carmelo had, and it was way more sturdier. Okay, it was straight up a hundred. You can straight up cut a deer head off with that thing. That's what I used to carry around, and I used to carry it in my book bag just in case something happened when I'm walking home.
Mhm.
But the thing is, I didn't even have that far to walk, to be honest with you. But is
Yeah.
it right? No, it's not right. It's not right to carry it. And the thing is, with that particular group of kids out there, he didn't need a knife. He didn't.
Exactly.
He didn't need it.
It's about relevance, and I'm gonna read a comment that I like Miguel. I don't know who this Miguel guy is, but he's really good.
Oh, let
I
me
I like what
highlight it.
he's saying, but he literally said in this comment, there we go. This is where discussions go off rail. This is where we start talking about things that don't make it doesn't matter. No, it's not illegal. They said that. Nobody ever took that from him. It is not illegal for him to have this knife. It's not. Nobody's penalizing him for. I could see if they were penalizing him for that. But nobody's penalizing him for that. They're penalizing him for the location and the actions behind him carrying that knife. That's it. Nobody's penalizing him for having a knife or owning a knife if he was walking down the street. That's nobody's penalizing him for that. It's what he did with that knife on those school grounds.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
it. And so we're
exactly.
trying to find ways around this, but there is no way around it.
There's no way
And
around
I'm
it.
there is just no way around it. We might carry things in our purses, in our book bags, even in our cars that we like one of the young ladies said that we don't use. But what you do with that is what's going to make a difference at the time. You can I know people that live with a gun in their car 24/7 here. 24/7. But guess what?
Yeah,
If you don't take it out and just shoot somebody, then the
right.
gun being in there is irrelevant.
You have to be responsible.
Exactly. So we just there is just no way around it. It was not the knife was not necessary. He was not being jumped. Nobody was holding him, choking him.
He said by
It was
click 'em on. You couldn't even say clan right.
no, like
You say clan member thugs.
that gotta be a bot. He has to be a bot.
Yeah, that gotta be a bot.
Like
Yeah.
he's got to be
But
a bot. So
we're gonna
just, I
put you in
mean,
timeout because you're a bot.
yeah, he's got to be a bot. So
Um, but the knife, I'm trying to describe the only way I can describe the knife heaven that I had, I would have went to jail if they saw the knife. Because also that knife also converted into brass knuckles.
mm,
Yeah, it was I know you're like, what are you preparing for? Nothing. I just had it, and I got it at a we went to a fair, not a fair, like a it's like a swap meet, like
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it and I wanted it, and it didn't cost that much, and then my boy, he had bear mace, so we were ready, we were ready for war. We were equipped. He had the bear mace and I had the knife, but we didn't use it. So
Yeah.
I didn't, I wouldn't hurt a fly. I wouldn't use it. But the thing is, it goes to the mentality though. I want to know what was going on in Carmelo's mind at that moment. Because think about it, it's not a normal situation. Oh, you touch me again, and then he already had the knife ready.
He
So
did.
go ahead and touch me. That's a mentality he had. Well, he was off. He was
Yeah.
that kid was off a little bit. I'm sorry. That kid was off a little bit. I know people love their kids, but that kid
I mean,
he had a screw loose
let's
somewhere.
just be 100% transparent. This is not a black kid who was in a bad neighborhood in the hood, in a bad school district. We have no proof he was being bullied. That's just all stipulations. He obviously was not. The family was not doing that bad because he had on that's 150 $160 sweater, whatever. It ain't cheap. It ain't $25. um and so he obviously wasn't doing that bad. He was an A student. He was driving a car.
Snoopy.
Some kids didn't even get to drive a car in high school. They had to
Yeah.
walk to school. So he was not this young black victim, you know kid who was in a different school district, or it was just not
Let me
that. Like,
see.
it just was not that.
Let me say something real quick for Nick. Give me 1 second. Nick, Nubian. See, here's the thing. I go back and forth with that. Should he have testified? Right. It was totally up to him, Nick. It was totally up to him. If he didn't want to testify, the jury could not hold that against him. However, I think people wanted to hear from him. It's like, bro, like how scared were you? Were you that scared? Were you getting bullied, or was something with, like, tell us something? Like, he had to give the jury something to work with. He didn't have The jury really didn't have nothing to work with. But I agree with you, man. Maybe he should have testified. And hold up, we have another comment here as well. He said, Max, I'm gonna open up a can of worms. What was Carmelo thinking? I think part of it was, I'm not letting a white bot tell me what to do. That could have been
Hmm.
that's we go back to the
White boy.
mentality. We don't know what his
Hmm.
mentality was until he finally talks. We haven't really heard from Carmelo yet, excuse me. We haven't. So we don't know. And right now, Heaven and everybody that's listening, we
Hmm.
cannot hear from him right now. Why? Because he has an active appeal going on. So he's still maintaining his innocence even though he was convicted. So
I don't know if due to the evidence that they had, it honestly could have went 50-50 for him. It could have went worse, or it could have been a little bit better. But just based on the evidence and based on what his own classmates were saying, I don't know if him testifying would have made a major difference. But, a lot of people are saying, I mean, that's how people are, I guess, also feeling about, videos not being allowed in the court, and, or not being able to, for the trial to not be whatever. The way I feel about that is, you have a bunch of kids, and I wouldn't necessarily know if I would agree with a bunch of kids being put through that publicly at the moment. I feel like when you're dealing with kids, you just have to be mindful with how you move. And from what I was looking at that video, I don't think anybody was set out to have a vendetta against this young man. I feel like his classmates were honest, they were to the point, and there just was no justification for the action. And so I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like him testifying would have gotten him less time. Because what are you scared of? And if you're scared, why not leave? But not only that, you also have a quote unquote friend, which, they said he knew Eddie, or they were friends or associates or whatever. You have somebody there. So what what are you afraid of? I mean, it's a one-on-one thing, and if you were afraid, you should have left. So what could you have said to justify that? What could you have said?
I don't know. Like, I think people, I don't know. I don't know what he could have said. So
No, I
maybe it
mean,
was
let's,
okay for him not to testify.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is him testifying? What would that have done? Because the video is obvious. These were all, let's say 80% of the witnesses were kids, or his classmates or his teammates or his own associates were the ones speaking up about the situation. And now that the video came out, it shows that they were still embracing him. You didn't see a bunch of other kids jump up and try to tackle him or do anything. You didn't see that.
Okay, you know who was embracing him at the end? Those are his teammates on the
Exactly.
field. They were hugging him and stuff.
Exactly. So that comes to show you, even after this was done, his own teammates were not sitting here like, oh my God, you're just a murderer and a killer. Like, no, they embraced him. They saw the situation and it's like, damn, this is a big screw up. But what justification could you have for you stabbing somebody? And
Well,
then
Nick, yeah, we know it's your opinion, but we were adding on to what you were saying.
yeah, no,
We were
it
trying to figure out, should he testify, or so that was a good thing that you brought up. Like, you thought he should testify, and we just adding on to it.
Yeah, no, don't take it.
So
A
yeah, we
lot of
like
people
your
have
opinion.
actually asked that. So that's just a point that we never even talked about here.
Right.
Because I
We
don't
never
even think
talked really about it.
yeah, we haven't talked about that point because we didn't have a video or anything. But a
Yeah,
lot
Nick.
of, but I
Nick.
just,
When you brought that up, we haven't
we never
discussed
even
it
talked
yet,
about
so
it.
we were just taking your thing and running with it. Like you said, you thought you wanted to hear from him, and a lot of people did want to hear from him. A lot of people did, and what could he have said? Not sure, but thank you for that. Like we're an active group over here. We read the comments and add on to like that. And also, let me real quick, let me thank the people that's watching from X right now. Make sure you follow me on X. So people we're live on X right now. We also live on Kick right now. So shout out to the people that's watching from Kick. I will have those links in the description. I don't have my Kick link in the description. I forgot, but when this video is uploaded, the Kick link will be in the description. Also, my Cash App is right there if anybody would like to donate to the cause. It's $Max V World 75. Do you have a Cash App, Heaven?
No, no,
Okay. So yeah,
no.
Max V World 75 if you like to add to it. I'm definitely gonna be going, just to give you like a not a quick commercial break, but I will be going to the Luigi trial. So we would like you guys to come back. Christy, you already know, like we always go back and forth
Yeah.
on these cases. Heaven knows, Christy knows. Christy been here since the Diddy
Hmm.
trial. So
Yeah,
Christy,
I remember Christy. I remember
she
Christy.
she
Hmm.
she likes to add certain stuff that's in the rumor
Hmm.
mill. So that's our like kind of like a reporter. So but she already know we like to go back and forth. So don't get offended if we don't agree with what you're saying, but we
No.
still want you to say it anyway, because we like what you're saying, because that adds to the
Hmm.
environment over here. Like, we like to read everything. We're not like the type where we go live and we ignore the comment section. We don't ignore the comments over here. The comments is a part of the show. So just to let you know, if you think Karmelo is innocent and you want to say hashtag free Karmelo, or if you want to say some kind words about the Metcalf family, be okay to do that. Nobody's gonna get at you in here, because obviously there's a loss on both sides. On the Metcalf side, there's a major loss
Hmm.
because they lost a son and a twin. A twin lost his twin, and Carmelo family, they lost Carmelo to the system. So there's no, sensitive situation, but we can always learn from it though. Each case, heaven knows that we always learn. We take something away from each case. We learn something. So this one, we talk about conflict resolution, everything else. But yeah, so oh no, that's how the thing is set up, Nate. Everybody has to speak over here. That's how it's set up. So that's how we continue to the conversation. So Heaven, is this one of the craziest trials you follow? Because we followed a lot of trials over
No.
here. Were you? This is not the craziest one.
No, I feel like this was straight to the point. I
Straight
I
to the
think it
point.
was straight to the point. I don't necessarily think that anything was unfair. I feel like
That's true.
hey, I feel like it was a straight to the point case. I don't think there was a lot of wiggle room for mistakes. I
That's true.
don't think that there could I don't feel like there's really a wiggle room to have done anything to improve the outcome. I just think they went for the harshest punishment because of what they saw there, or what they considered harsh, or what fair, not harsh, fair, sorry, wrong wording. But I think this was straight to the point. I never felt like this case was swayed. I told you from the very beginning when they did the interview with the judge, I said I feel like he's a straight, concise, clear and to the point man. I never got the vibe from him that he was, you know, um,
Right.
like unfair or
Mm,
prejudice or there was any ill will behind his intent. I think he was straight to the point. I think his
mhm.
biggest goal was I'm going to protect these kids
Right.
and that's it, and prevent foolishness from
Right.
happening in my courtroom. And I think he did a great job with that. And I have nothing but respect, for
Facts.
him for
hmm
that.
And speaking of
So,
the judge, right, Heaven,
mhm.
I'll add on when you finish.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. That's all I wanted to say.
I wanted to add on with the judge, what you were saying. Deb, you're right. We learn by listening to each other. Um, the judge, I just want to clear something up because somebody said he's retiring because of this case. No, he is not. He's already put his time in. And he also said that this is the last high profile trial he'll be following because he has other murder trials that he has things to clear up by the end of the year. So he has other trials going on that'll last him to the end of the year, but he plans on moving from the bench. He already had made that decision well before this case even started. So it doesn't have nothing to do with it. The reason, like Heaven said, the reason why he didn't want this televised is to protect certain people. And so we can't Heaven. There's been plenty other cases we wanted to follow that was not televised. Like
Right.
for example, Diddy.
Did he?
Diddy
That was
wasn't
not.
televised. I had to go there personally, but Diddy wasn't televised. Diddy trial. So sometimes things are not televised. Well, federal court is never televised, but
Yeah, I think,
um
and that was another trial with tons of, you know, yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, it was a crazy trial. It really was.
Yeah.
Inside and out. On the
Yeah,
street. On the street was
literally.
crazy. Yeah, literally, yeah. But watching the world, speaking of that, watching the world, we was watching a video earlier, watching the world 777. I sent him the link, so hopefully he get it because I want him to download it before I share it to people. I want him
Mhm,
to get it first because it's actually his video. But I met him at the Diddy trial, real cool guy.
mhm,
We used to talk and stuff like that in the break room in the federal building, and he was also at the courtroom when Trump was there. Having he was there with Trump, sitting in there with Trump, the president of the United States
hmm,
at the time. Well, he was a former president of the United States at the time, but he was there when Trump had to go to the federal building. So
hmm.
he was there for that. He
Interesting.
was there for the Diddy situation. So, and I know a lot of other people that were there. They wanted to go because people were talking, "What trial we gonna go to next?" And I do. That's my dream, guys. I really want to travel to these trials and be boots on the ground. I really do. This is a dream of mine. So I don't know. Do
Well,
I
I
have to
think you
just
need to
drive across
start
them?
a GoFundMe.
I think I am going to start a GoFundMe. So if you would like to donate to the GoFundMe to
But
for
you
me
got to
to
start it,
travel,
Max,
I'm going to start it
and
soon.
then put it in your link. Give yourself 6 weeks to get really prepared, and keep it up there for 6 weeks.
Right. And I'm going to let me see. What am I going to do? I'm going to travel to these trials. I'm going to be boots on the ground and I'm going to be there cuz I want to be there. I'm glad Mel was there. Neek was there.
Hmm.
Neek at night was there. She's cool. I met her as well. Um a few other people were there. I'm glad they were there cuz I already know because I knew they took diligent notes. I saw them in the courtroom. I was actually sitting there with them. I know how they take notes. And we weren't, it's almost like we were at work. A lot of people were so drained having at the end because we were taking
Yeah.
such notes. We were drained. Like when after the Diddy trial, I was so drained. I was just ready to go home because we were
Yeah.
just taking notes because we wanted to we wanted to know, but yeah, I do want to go to these trials. Also, I want to go to the Little Dirk trial. Heaven.
You know
That's
what?
supposed to
I'm
be
actually
coming up
sad
in
about
August.
him. He's one of the few rappers. Yeah, the little rap. I don't even know nothing about rap music or whatever he does. I don't know what category he does, but he got a few little songs that I like. Right? I'm so out of touch with music nowadays. I can't tell you who's who. But I actually like some of his songs. So I was kind of sad when he got arrested, and I was like, oh, I'm not really gonna entertain anything that they're saying until the facts come out. I was a little biased on that one.
Yeah, Bobby, the 67, the autopsy pictures. They
Oh
they
yeah.
have some. They had one that they leaked out,
Mm.
and yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
gruesome as far as the entry wound. It's pretty
Yeah.
gruesome. Yeah.
It is. So it pierced the left ventricle, which um, it's sad because regardless, I mean that he wasn't gonna make it, even if he would have made it to the hospital, which he wasn't, he wouldn't have made it through a surgery, which is
Yeah.
really sad.
Yeah.
But either way it goes, we can't do nothing but really, just one, I feel bad for Carmelo because I feel like his family showed they behind the last couple of weeks with the clown they hired to represent them, and then he's on there and he's saying all of this crazy stuff, and then I was you actually Jeff was the one that said Metcalf was the one that said that when they sentenced Carmelo, his parents weren't in the courtroom.
No.
And so that tells me this was like they're taking this like like it's them. It's like personal. It's like a personal attack on them versus we got to be here for our son. Because that's selfish. That's very selfish. Like, what do you mean that you're not there when your son is being sentenced? What? Like and Jeff said he felt bad for Carmelo.
Yeah, he
So
did say that.
that's sad because it's almost making me look like, damn, like y'all really set your son up to be where he's at to a certain extent. To a certain extent. I'm not saying that they're responsible for it, but it's like y'all set him up to a certain extent to be where he's at. Nobody had conversations with this kid for a year. Nobody prepared. you
Yeah, it's
you
just a
literally
bad
waited for the show.
situation.
It was like a show, and it was like, okay, lights, camera, whatever action they say. And here we go. And we're gonna start preaching how our child was treated
Oh,
unfair.
yeah, I want to say something really quickly for people. This works for anybody. If you're in a situation where it's a high stressful situation and you're getting ready to black out, count to 20 in your head. And what it does is it pause your thinking and you'll calm down for that moment. For just enough for you to walk away. There's certain things with conflict resolution that these kids need to know.
Yeah.
Your feelings only gonna last, but just for a short second. After that, you'll be thinking about something else. Because you know what the
Mhm.
crazy thing is? Let's say it was a situation. Yes, they both felt tested, right? But let's say if Carmelo walked away for a minute and just waved and just clowned him as he was walking away and ran to the field, then his mind would have been on something else. He would have been on a different timeline again.
Mhm.
Yeah, they ran him off, but he said, "Listen, I'm getting ready. I tell you what I'm about to do. You want me to walk off? I'm gonna take it out on y'all on that track. Y'all not
Right. I'm
beating
gonna
me on that
show
track.
you.
You know,
Hmm.
you guys not beating me on that track. You're not beating me." And then you know what I would have said, Heaven? Yeah, I'm gonna walk away. It's two of you, double trouble. Okay, because both of you look the fucking same. I can't even tell y'all
I
asses
would have
apart.
clowned the hell out of both of
Right? And
them.
look, they would have started laughing with me.
Yeah,
I
you
said,
clown them. Like, I'm gonna clown both of y'all. I'm gonna show y'all
I would have
in
like, which
a
one is
whole
Mo
nother
and
way.
Curly?
Yeah.
Which one? Because y'all look the damn same.
Yeah.
Like which one? Like you know what I would have said? I am not about to get beat up by twins. I'm sorry. So I'm walking away. They would have started laughing. They were like, man, who is this cat, man? Then they would have calmed down. All you gotta do is get people laughing. All you gotta do is get people laughing. I'm like,
Mhm.
look, I'm gonna leave. Okay. Since y'all want to be rude and don't want to let a brother get rained on, I'm out of here. Okay.
Mhm.
You can keep your funky tent. Okay, you can keep your funky tent, and I'm leaving. They would have laughed. They would have started laughing. They're like, "Yo, this dude is
Yeah.
hilarious." Yeah. I said, look, before I leave, let the brother stay under the tent because I'm getting rained on. Okay, can I
Right.
please stay under the damn tent, please? Or y'all gonna sit up here and be assholes? And I would have smoothed it over. See, I know how to talk. Or you just walk away. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see something. Gamer tone. He said, "Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
off the
walk
chain.
away, boy, like Master said."
This man, right? Oh my God,
Yeah,
that
what
right
is this?
there.
Is the gamer tone? Well, hold on, gamer tone. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Hold on, have watch this. Hey, gamer tone, how you doing? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, gamer tone. So, gamer tone, we're gonna play a game. We're going to let me see, gamer tone. We're gonna time you out. How many minutes you want to time them out? Have you want to time out for 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or
10
24
minutes.
hours?
Knock him out with a good old 10.
10?
Yeah,
Okay.
since you want to say that.
So we're gonna go ahead and time you out for 10 minutes, gamer tone. We're gonna time you out for 10 minutes just for you to think about it. Think
Maybe
about it
go
for
sit
about
in timeout.
yeah, we timed out. They don't like getting timed out. We're
Mhm.
gonna time you out for a good 10 minutes. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, darling. We just play a game. And then
Mhm.
we're gonna vote on it for you guys. How long do you want us to time him out? So he's still listening. So you can still listen. Don't worry. You're not going nowhere. But we just put you in the dunce hat and put you in the corner for 10 minutes because you don't know how to act.
Man.
Okay? Since you don't know how to act. But anyway, like I said, I would have sit there and clown. I said, listen, I don't want to be under your funky tent. Okay? And I said, listen, y'all got to be like that. You're gonna let a brother get rained on? You don't want me under the tent? Damn. All
I
right,
know
well,
that's
I'm
right.
leaving. I said, well, I'm leaving your funky tent. But then I'll be like, look, let me stay under the tent, guys. It's raining out here. I mean, y'all gonna be like that. But I heard that he called them the P word and stuff like that. You know how teenagers are sharing pleasantries
Mhm.
with each other.
I mean, that's
And
what. Let me, Max. Kids are. Let me tell you, I don't want to just be putting publicly, what I do for a living, but let me just say, some of my I had to see kiddos too, okay, and I dealt with kiddos. Let's just say that, and I had kiddos in elementary school, okay. That was a good portion of my population. And when I am telling you, I seen kids come in with gashes, from rulers, and this is elementary school. Elementary school. Bullied, pushed, cut, gashes, from rulers because they would literally know that the ruler can cut you and create a gash wound on you. Boys doing it to girls, girls doing it to boys, and vice versa, and all the way around. Kids are mean, okay? Kids nowadays are mean. Bullying is, unfortunately, it's part of the culture in school. All right. I used to see kiddos getting, picked on for their clothes. And you would think at the age of 4, what do you know about nice tennis shoes? You're 4. When I was 4, 5, 6, I wasn't thinking about you got on Jordans and I got on Skechers from wherever. Like people weren't I wasn't thinking about that. And I'm not that dang old. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, this generation of kids is different than kids were 10, 15 years ago. So you are going to hear about bullying all day, every day. I had high schoolers that it would be so bad that these kids would come to me in a catatonic state, not eating, not drinking, not sleeping because they were so severely bullied in school that they could no longer attend school. So kids are this is happening every day. I mean every single day. But so when I hear somebody saying, "Oh, he was being bullied, so this is why he did this," I'm like, "Are you out of touch with reality?" Because kids are getting bullied every single day, all day, from elementary to high school. It is happening blatantly in front of teachers, behind teachers. And I had to, care for these kids. And then on top of that, sometimes care for the teachers, because that's the community that I served. So it was just hearing it from the teacher's perspective, sometimes how they would say things to the parents, right? And the parents would justify the kids' behaviors, or better yet, not respond at all. Especially when, these were young kiddos, elementary school. The parents wouldn't respond at all or wouldn't say anything at all. So it's unfortunate, but the world that we live in, kids are getting bullied all day, every day. But if this is the case, then you have to have conversation with your kids, and um you can't justify him hurting somebody and taking somebody's life because he was being bullied, because this is happening all day, every day. So being called a P word, being called a punk, being called whatever nowadays, that is not, still not, no reason for you to take somebody's life.
Right.
Heaven, do you
Um,
put any stock
I
in the
just
idea that kids that bully
real
are
quick,
raised by
Heaven,
bully parents? I'm
real
sorry?
quick, Heaven,
Mm-hmm.
real quick. I just want to say this really quickly. There's a John Elite. He was a former mobster. He was arrested on loan sharking charges. So I will be following that case
Ooh.
because he is from. He used to be a councilman in New Jersey, and he had turned his life around. He had just arrested on loan sharking charges. Former mobster John Elite. So I will be covering that case very soon to see what's happening there. I follow him on Instagram too. Really cool guy. But so we'll see what's happening. With so that look for that commentary to be coming soon. But anyway, back to this. Yeah, man,
Can
having
you
this
highlight Debbie comment? She
okay.
said, "Do you put any stock in the idea that kids that bully are raised by bully parents?" You know, Debbie,
Mm,
I wouldn't say that per se. What I noticed a lot more with the kiddos that I was caring for was, a lot of the times, I wouldn't call it bully parents. I would say dysfunctional homes. That's where it came from. So these kids bullied for attention, especially when they were young. When they got a little bit older, they were just mean. But I say young, like elementary school, middle school, they just did it for attention. They did not have attention at home, so they went to school, and a lot of the times they just showed out, or they kind of lived unstable households, and so they kind of went to school and really showed out. And the way for them to show out was being mean to other kids or lying. That was another big thing, was just telling lies. They would just want to be sick and telling lies. So I wouldn't necessarily always say the parents were bullies. Most of the time, my parents were just disconnected. There was just dysfunctional households. I would call them to tell them, what was going on with their children, and it was my responsibility to do certain
I'll be
things.
right
And
back, Heaven.
oh yeah, and half of the time they didn't even care to call back. Like I said, they wouldn't answer the phone, they wouldn't call me back, they wouldn't follow up. Sometimes I had to make very specific recommendations, and I never heard back from the parents. And so yeah, it was pretty sad. Um, so yeah, that was most of it. But I wouldn't say the parents per se were bullied, but they were definitely in dysfunctional homes. Yeah, it was. So yeah, but I don't know. Tess V21 said, "I think it should have been manslaughter. He didn't intend to kill him. He reacted out of fear." Tess, I don't think many people with are gonna agree with you in the comments. I don't necessarily think he was scared. I think he was just trying to be big and bad, honestly. Yeah. Christy, you said you have a question for me? Sure. I'll do my best to answer it. So yeah, I don't think I don't think he was scared, Tess. I think he was just trying to be big and bad. Here's the timeline. A few days less to serve on the 35 years. So he's at 34 years and change. Sergio, that's that's savage. that's a s- that's savage. Should be for the crimes their child has committed. Christy, I don't know how I feel about that. That's actually happened. Didn't that happen with that father whose son went and like shot up a church or something like that, and he knew his son had issues, and or shot up, I don't know, a bunch of people. And I think it happened either in North or South Carolina a couple of years back, where they arrested the father because they allowed the son to get guns. And so I think I wouldn't say that per se, because like in this case, I wouldn't think Carmelo's Anthony. Um, hey, Shannon. Um, I don't think per se his parents should have been arrested. Because he's a teenager, so he does kind of have a mind of his own and makes his own decisions. But I am, if I felt like they were honest enough, my question to them would be, well, why did your son have like a knife, period? Was there anything going on, at school, or in his environment for him to feel like he needed to carry a knife? And if he did feel that way, did you have a conversation with him about owning a weapon responsibly? And then and I would be interested to know what their response to that would be. Like, well, did you know that your son has a knife? I'm sure they did. But if that's the case, did you have that conversation? So I wouldn't say, yeah, Darlene, I don't know if where it happened, but yeah, I think the dad got arrested. But I wouldn't say per se their parents should be arrested because, you know, sometimes kids just, you could give them the best upbringing and they still go and show their behind. They don't unsupervised for 10 or 15 minutes, and they don't know how to act. They act a monkey fool. And that, especially at this age, at Carmelo's age, teenage years, they can act a monkey fool the moment you turn your back. So younger kids, yes, because my mom checked my room up until I moved out the house. So if you don't know what your kids have in your home, that's a problem.
That's
Uh,
true.
yeah. So that's just my opinion, but
Yeah. What
yeah.
else we talking about, having? What's the comments like?
Oh, so this is a really good chat today. This is a really good group of people. Everybody's being very respectful, so I love that. Shannon just came in, and we were just talking about some of the comments that Debbie was saying, and asking questions, and then
Did you
Christy
just say
asked it.
Janet?
Who? Shannon.
Is Janet here too?
No, I said Shannon. I
Oh,
don't see.
Shannon. Hey, Shannon.
Yeah. But uh Christy was asking if I felt like parents should be arrested for the crimes committed by their kids or something like that.
Mm, like sometimes they do. Like for example, let's say if you have an underage child that took your weapon
Hmm.
and fired it off, you can get arrested for that. Yeah. In some
Yeah.
cases, yeah, they do get arrested. But do you feel they should have get arrested? No, not for this case.
Not for this case because he's a teenager, so I think he was old enough to make some decisions. But I feel like if they're younger, like if they're young, then yeah, because it's like I feel like you should know what's in your home. And I used to get so mad at my mom being a teenager and be like, "Why are you looking through my stuff?" And she used to be like, "Honey, nothing in here is yours. You live in my house. Everything in here is mine." And I just used to look at her and get
Hmm.
so mad. But now that I'm older, I understand where she's coming from or where she was coming from. So I would do the same thing to my kids, but I'm gonna look through their stuff whenever I do decide to have one, because at my big age, I don't know when that's gonna happen. So they bought firearms for their son. See, yeah, that case, Darlene, all of them need to go to jail. All of y'all need to go to jail, because why are you buying, you know, guns and firearms for your son? Why? Why? And you
Right.
know what? One thing about it, I feel like parents know when their children are disturbed. They know to a certain extent. They may not know like the gravity of it, but parents know when something's off with their kids. They know. Whether they want to admit it or not, that's a different story. But that's just like, you remember the Columbine shooting?
Yeah.
And people were, crucifying that woman afterwards.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, why are you guys crucifying her? Like, she acknowledged that her son was a little off, and a little weird, but she didn't know he was going to go shoot up a school. And
Right.
back then that was rare, that wasn't happening like that. So,
Yeah, that case was crazy.
hmm, that was actually pretty sad too, because everything was on tape and everything was so clear. So clear. So, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, this case is I like how Mel broke it down with his notes because it was so on point.
Mhm.
Carmelo showed up, and then a friend of his was familiar with sat next to him,
Yeah.
and it happened that the exchange happened so fast, and then he
Mhm.
took off running. And then he said the coach that hugged him said, "You know, you met." He said, "If he dies, you know, you threw your life away."
Yeah. 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 I mean, it's the truth. Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, it's sad. Like I said, I felt bad for both of the kids, because I'm like, I know earlier, when I said it, I'm like, two lives were lost. I mean, yeah, but let's be honest. Like, Carmelo is what, 19 now? You're never gonna have like, I mean, I don't want to say never, because never said, but you haven't been married. You don't have kids. You don't get to go to college. Like, and experience that, not
Right,
just, study. I mean, like the actual experience of a college, and probably frat brothers or whatever the hell they be doing. I don't know, whatever these kids be doing. Um, like traveling. You, do you know how different the world is gonna be when this young man gets out of prison, whether it's 20 years from now, 17 years from now, or 35 years from now? The world is changing every year, you know,
right.
and it's just going so fast, and I've heard a lot of people say, like, time for us here on the outside goes super fast, but in there it goes super slow, you know?
Right.
And so it's just, then when he gets out of there, it's like, you're going to be, I don't know. It's just, it's sad to me because he's 19. So he's still growing up. He's still learning how to be a young man. He's going to have so many questions about changes that he's going through emotionally, spiritually, physically. And then you're in there and you always have to be on guard because you never know. You might say the wrong thing. You might look at the wrong person. Then you never know. You might rub somebody the wrong way because you're smarter than them. And it's like a bunch of testosterone in there. And everybody's. So it's like, imagine at that age where you barely know anything about conflict resolution, right? Because obviously he doesn't
You
know much.
know, you know what his middle name is?
What?
Sincere.
Oh, that's my friend's husband's name.
Carmelo Sincere Anthony. I'm looking at his information now on the Texas Department of website. I did an
That's
inmate search.
my friend's husband's name, Sincere.
He's in the
It's
Pac 1 unit. Facility says Pac 1. And let's see.
yeah,
Yep.
he does. It's really sad though. It's sad because he's a kid. He's still a kid. Like, man,
You know when it
he's.
says his eligibility date is?
Hmm.
11/26/2043. I mean,
Huh?
his max date,
When is it?
2043.
Oh my God, Max, that just hurt my heart to hear that.
Well, that's his eligibility date. That's 17 years from now. So it says that's his current eligibility date for to get out on parole is 2043.
Okay, you know what? This is a good. But that hurt my heart. Do you see how far that sounds?
No, it's a lot.
Like, do you know that's almost two Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. One thing that I haven't really thought about is, okay, when he goes up for parole, what do you think would help? Do you feel like Jeff is going to be there rooting for him to stay longer, or do you feel like if Carmelo maybe wrote a letter and apologized and had a heart to heart with him, do you think it would soften him up a little bit to, um, you know,
Anything
to
is
say, hey,
possible,
maybe.
but it's not really going to be up to him. But yeah, you mean well, it's two parts to it. What can he do to try to get out the first time? Well, first of all, the parents and the brother will have a say so. They will contact him and, hey, he's eligible for parole. What do you
Yeah.
think? So they're gonna talk to the parole board. But I agree with you if he do reach out to him at some point later on, because time comforts everything. You never get over a death, but in time you learn how to deal with it a little more. So maybe they will be willing to talk to Carmelo. I'm not sure yet, but
Hmm.
maybe at a later date, maybe he can reach out and write a letter and talk to him and say, I really apologize for your loss and different things like that. They could possibly help him out. Maybe they could put a good word in with the parole
Hmm.
board to help him out. But it's a
Yeah.
long shot with the parole board because some people don't get out their first time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if he's truly remorseful, he'll try to reach out eventually. But
I
right
agree
now,
with
he's going through
Darlene.
the appeal, huh?
Yeah. I agree with Darlene. I think that the father is going to soften up. And you know what? I don't even feel like the father is lashing out at Carmelo. I feel like the father is more so angry at the parents. Like
Oh,
the
wait a
foot
minute,
the
Heaven. I
Mhm.
forgot to finish it. So his eligibility date is 2043. Guess when his projected release date is, meaning the whole time?
Don't even tell me, like,
May 27th, 2061.
Jesus Christ. Imagine looking at
Jesus.
that.
May 27th, 2061. That means that he completed his entire sentence 2061. And we're only in
Whew.
2026. That's 35 years, right?
Hi, Lizzie.
Golly.
Oh my God, that hurt my heart. Oh my goodness.
2061. That put it in perspective for everybody. That's his max date, but his eligibility date is 2043, meaning he'll be eligible for parole.
Imagine him looking at whatever. I don't know if they give him paperwork or not while he's in, but imagine looking at that every day. If you think about it, over a track meet, over you sitting in a freaking tent that you had no business sitting in, because just go at a track meet as a high schooler. Imagine that. Not even as a grown 20 something year old man, as a high schooler.
You
That's
said
crazy.
just protecting himself while black. No, Buff Tone,
Oh
this
God.
wasn't it.
No.
He was just in his mind. He was protecting himself. Put it that way. But
No.
if he wanted to protect himself, he could at least use his hands. Not and no weapon with the hands. You know, the state said the max date is 2000. What did I say? 61.
Darlene is hilarious.
2061.
Here we
Huh?
go.
I can't even. What you say, Heaven?
Darlene is hilarious. I like her. She sounds
What?
like me. Here we go.
What? She said, "Yeah, I know, right, Darlene? Here we go." It's always somebody who come in and
She's
say that, but
hilarious.
I mean,
So many tones tonight, Debbie.
you said Buff Tone said he would have got jumped. Well, I'd rather get jumped than be out by 2061. You know what I'm saying? He'll be back when the aliens are walking around.
Oh my God.
By the time he get back, the aliens will be walking around in full effect.
Oh my God.
Maybe the aliens will let him out. You know the tall whites that Trump met with. Maybe they'll let him out.
Because these people, and you know what? You're right, Debbie. It's a lot of tones. Everybody got some type
I mean, come on.
of. That's funny.
Let me see what this
That
is.
is just crazy. Debbie said we're on number 3.
Okay,
I
so it
love it.
says Texas,
Oh God.
17-year-old Case and Allison. There's your
Here
case.
we go
Look,
again.
Case and Allison. Heaven, stop, man. We got to read it. Heaven, I think you bringing this energy right now.
I do. It gotta be me.
They're attacking you, Heaven. Look, let me see. So it's all right, Heaven. Texas, 17. You already know the case. 17-year-old Case and Allison, a white boy stabbed a Mexican kid 4 times and only is doing 10 years. Okay, well, Carmelo could have did the same if he had taken a deal. Okay, if he had said, "Look, I don't want to waste the taxpayers' money. I don't want to put the victims through this by going through a trial. Let me plead guilty in hopes I get less time." Maybe he could have. Maybe he too would have got 10 years. Actually, he probably wouldn't have though. He probably wouldn't have got 10 years, but he wouldn't have got 35. He probably got 25 or maybe 20.
Yo, Miguel is off the chain. Hold on. Miguel is off the
The
chain.
reason why they bring up other cases, Miguel, to prove their point.
No,
Because they're
did you
saying
see?
it's a race thing. And that's what it is, Miguel. We have to deal with this tonight. We just have to deal with it, guys. It's a part of it. It's a part of it. People
I
gonna
can't
bring
with
race
Miguel.
into it.
Miguel is off the chain.
Listen, they're gonna bring race into it. You look. Oh, here comes Magnificent Beats. He said Melo should have got 30 days like Jesus San Miguel. 30 days.
You know what? I cannot because it's the same people in the
Oh,
chat.
Christie
Throwing.
said he was offered 20 years. So he would have been eligible for parole in 10 years.
Who would have? Who was? See, that's why sometimes you just gotta say okay.
Yeah, I would have taken that 20.
Yeah, I would have taken it.
I would have taken
I
that
didn't even know that part.
because he would have been out. He could have been eligible for parole in 10 years.
Oh,
Yep.
no,
I
but
mean, Heaven,
Miguel
I
is
would have
off
did
the
all I
chain.
can to get parole. I would have became a Christian. I would have go in front of that board and say, God bless everyone today. God bless every one of you. I pray. Can I just start by prayer, please? I would have had my glasses on, having everything, trying to make parole. Okay.
No, seriously. I mean, but I will say though, Miguel was right. Nobody said anything. I cannot. Besides a child molester, literally. I cannot with it. They keep calling this man the child molester, and I don't know what's the man's name. Wait, where Max? Where did you go? I don't know where Max went. Whatever, but
Wait,
child
whose name?
molester,
Whose name?
the child molester. What's his name?
Who you talking about?
The guy that Miguel's talking about, the
Hold on, let's
child
see.
molester,
Let's see.
the rep guy. What? Yeah, that one.
Oh, Dwayne Morris Turner.
Yeah, I didn't know his name. I did not know his name because everybody calls him the child molester.
I'll be right back.
So I just been calling him Baby Shaker. That too, yeah. I didn't know his name because everybody has a nickname for him. So I'm like, wait, I don't know the guy's name anymore. A baby shaker. I thought he was a molester too. So he's a baby shaker, not a molester. I thought he was both. I don't know. That was a bad rep to pick though. Race has nothing to do with it. Ethnicity does. I don't see. I don't even know who the guy. I don't know who the guy is. That's their rep. That's who they chose. The one who's been doing things and been to prison his damn self. The felon. Um, it's magnificent. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's funny. See, I'm confused. I don't even know who's who anymore. You hear so many things you can't even keep up with the facts. That's in 4K. Exactly. Joseph, that's right. Oh, hey Joseph, welcome back. Be nice today, Joseph. Don't be saying mean things to people. They have some characters on their team. Hey Medea.
Hey, what's going on, Medea?
Washing dishes, sitting on your Pilates ball. Okay, girl, you got some skills if you can do that. What's going on with that, Max? What's that noise? Joseph, you were mean last time you were here. You said something mean to somebody. A case in Georgia. Colt Gray. I don't know who that is, Medea. Yeah, I hear buzzing too. I don't know what Max is doing over there. Oh, the school shooter. Yeah, I mean, hey, people walk around shooting people left and right. I don't know what to even say anymore. It just, school shootings and shootings in general just don't seem to be like, you know, it just doesn't seem to be anything different nowadays. It seems like the norm. Pastor Predator, Morris Dwayne Turner. I'll look him up, Miguel. I can't keep up with these names. Joseph, no, that wasn't the comment you made. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you were being a gnat last time. That's what it was. Yeah, actually spoke with the father at one point. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Dave
You
was
still hear the
scared for
buzzing?
it. I can't. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm laughing because it's just a bunch of clowns. It's just a bunch of clowns. I got something to say about this.
It's a
It's
dude on
nobody with
video.
some sense. I can't get past Cardi B, so that's enough. But
Oh, I know what you're
like
talking about
somebody
now.
said,
The
who is
Mars
listening to Car? I think it was Joseph that said, "Why are we listening to
Heaven.
Cardi B?"
Heaven, can you hear me? Heaven? Heaven. Uh-oh.
Darlene, I agree with you. Clock it, girl. Clock it. Uh oh.
Heaven, can you hear me?
Oh, Max, I can't hear you.
Can you come out and come back in? Hold on a second. All right, she's gonna come out and come back in, guys. Sorry about that. I had to take care of this buzzing sound. Um get Heaven back in. There we go.
Right.
All right, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here.
So let's see. Medea. What's up, Medea?
Okay. Got it. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
I
All
can
right,
hear
we
him
good
now.
now. Yeah, we're good
Yeah.
now. Um,
Uh,
yeah, this is I don't know, Heaven, you know, Medea, she's still providing updates on Nature Boy. Check her out whenever you get the chance
Oh yeah,
on
no,
her
for
channel.
sure.
I'll send you her
I
link.
never really followed that case. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
you were never interested in it because I used to tell
I
you
don't
about it, but
know.
you weren't never
Y-
interested.
No, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they gave me what's that guy again? I always ask you this. The one that had the cult too. What was his name? In the 70s or whenever it was? The,
Manson.
yeah, that one. I can never remember his name. Even his case, it was like, you know how you see like documentaries from like back in the day for like I definitely loved the Bundy, the Dahmer, all of those people, right? But his, I was like, ew, it just gave me the creeps. And I was like, cults to me are like, how do you let somebody brainwash you like that? Like, I guess because I'd never been able to be like completely brainwashed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. In his case, I used to just be like, hey, Max, and come support and then get out. I wasn't really into it much. Um, Yeah. Wait, what was his sentence?
2 years ago now.
No,
He's
what was
sentenced in
it?
Georgia.
Yeah, but what was it?
It was a R case.
Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, see, I want to see. So okay, one of the girls in the chat earlier asked if you were gonna cover the David trial or whatever they call him. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, I will.
That's
Yeah.
another one. I feel like that trial is gonna have a lot of gray areas. For right now, is what I'm seeing. Like, there's gonna be some gray areas.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. I don't know yet. I haven't looked into it. I haven't really paid it any attention yet.
And when we get closer to it, we will. You said, yeah, that it's still a buzz. Hold on, let me see on my end. Hold on.
Oh, I don't
Maybe
hear buzzing anymore.
maybe it's coming from my phone because I have my phone close to it. Oh, let's see.
180 years. Golly, what did he do? Oh, great. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Miguel. Miguel. I don't know, Miguel. You're hilarious. I don't know why I find his comments so funny, and I gather you're being very, very serious, but it's just I think yes, that's the one we're talking about. I find your comments they just yeah, 180 years, godly.
Mm.
But Miguel is hilarious. I like Miguel. You bring good energy to the chat. He is it's so
180.
funny. It's like when he
Miguel didn't come to play today.
no, he
He
did
didn't
not.
he
And
didn't
the
come to
thing is,
play.
what
He
he's
did not.
saying it's true. He
He
says
is.
these
I ain't saying that. I ain't
things.
saying what he's saying is not right, but he ain't come to play
Yes,
today. And when
he
he
is.
says something, he got meaning.
Yeah, it does.
Well thought out.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that's Christy. Listen, I know you love the I know you love you some Luigi, but I don't know if he's gonna go scot free. But Luigi is handsome. He's a handsome guy, young man, whatever. I don't know how old he is. But he's handsome. I don't know if he's gonna walk away scot free now, ladies, but I think he's gonna have so many admirers that's gonna make the case difficult. They might have to keep his jurors under lockdown because of how popular he is. Oh, they did. Okay, Debbie, that's interesting. Okay, that'll be good, I guess, but not good that he killed some. Look at that. This nature boy guy. I don't understand. I just cannot with these cults. They freak me out. Oh, failure. Oh, okay. I see why you guys are saying that now. Okay. That makes sense, Debbie. Failure, yeah. That's gonna be a yeah.
Oh, they didn't read him his rights?
Yeah, if they didn't, that's done.
He possibly can beat that, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Even on the federal level. Because
Mhm.
he has a state and federal case.
Well, yeah, Christy, you know what the thing is? I think that that's why people they feel bad for Luigi because they feel like he's doing a quote unquote good deed, but you still can't kill somebody. Miguel, exactly. There we go. Okay, Miguel, you work in healthcare. Well, I don't know if you want to tell us what you do, but same. I work in healthcare, and he's not right. But this happens every day. Insurance companies suck. They don't want to take care of people. Yeah. 7887. Oh, a mental health defense? Well,
Oh,
I
I
guess.
found out.
Mhm.
Mark Agnifilo wife, she's also a part of his counsel in the federal team. Mark Agnifilo, he was the lead attorney on Diddy's case. He was Diddy's lead attorney. His wife is
Mhm.
also attorney on the federal level as well. They're not going with that anymore because they said if they do on a state level, then they take everything off the table because he did it. So it's almost like he's not going to have nothing, no leg to fall on. So they're not going with the mental thing anymore.
Mhm. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but I know a lot of people are happy that it's for him. See, Miguel, I don't want to laugh, but it's like the stuff. I think it's just what you say that makes me laugh. Yeah, Miguel, that's no, and I feel like that's why a lot of people kind of empathize with Luigi is because they have had insurance or have had to deal with insurance to a certain extent and realize how insurance companies suck and they don't care about you. They just want their, their money every single month and that's it. And now it's time for you to it's good while you're healthy, but at the moment you get sick, it's like insurance sucks. Yeah. Which that's what they're there for is to help you when you're sick, but they just want the premium every month. They don't want you to get sick. You know, I don't know if they're the worst because there are other ones out there. I know, there are some other insurances, Christy. But I think the thing about insurance companies is they're good while you're healthy, but the moment you need them is when they want to fight you for everything. They're good while you're healthy and you go get your physicals and need basic things, but once you start, needing they need to spend some money on you, then it's like, okay, well now you're worthless. See, it's like exactly what Miguel said. Yeah, they will question dumb stuff like that. Yeah. It's to make money, exactly, Debbie. Flat out, they're just all about gain and no losses. So I don't know. They're not really there for our benefit. We think they are, but they're not. So he might have, and people are gonna empathize with him. A lot of people are. Darlene, you said he looks like Dracula. That's interesting, Darlene. You don't think he killed somebody, but somebody else did it. Okay. So, yeah, Miguel, the VA is another one. They got some improvements to make. I had quite a few patients from, with VA or were veterans, and that was a hassle. I will say I've worked, well, no, I've had some bad insurance too, but um I I worked for Emory Healthcare here in Atlanta. Best insurance I ever had was working with Emory. I mean, yeah, that was the best insurance, and I really never had any issues with them. But hmm, yeah, they're pretty good. Oh, Christy, that's a good one. That's the one that I want us Max to cover. Where is Max? Where did he go? Oh, he muted, so he's doing something. That's a good one. The Charlie Kirk one. That's gonna be like, um, I feel like that's gonna bring back all types of, yeah. That's gonna be an interesting one. Oh no, that Charlie
Charlie
Kirk
Kirk.
case is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Now that one I'm interested in.
He said, first of all, who the F writes a manifesto? That's crazy. I can see myself doing all that. Either I'm gonna crash out or not.
Oof, Jesus, that's terrible insurance, Shannon.
But
Ooh, it's gonna be Joseph. Is it gonna be televised? Ooh, that one's gonna be good, Max. Yes.
which one?
The Tyler Robinson one.
Oh yeah, with
Joseph said it was
Charlie
gonna
Kirk.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that the projectiles that killed Charlie Kirk didn't match his rifle. So he can get off on that.
But I've always felt like that case was weird. Like that. Well, first of all, when I saw the video, I was like, he's dead.
Because I
But
already have reasonable doubt. Like, what do you mean
yeah,
that the projectiles don't match? He's not guilty then. I have
yeah.
reasonable doubt. Who else shot then if it wasn't him? I have reasonable doubt already. Sorry,
What did
I
they
do.
say in the OJ case? If the glove didn't fit, you must have quit.
Right.
There you go.
But you know what I noticed when I was younger then when that case was going on? You know what I immediately recognized?
Hmm.
He had a surgical glove on when he was putting the glove on. I said, of course it's not gonna fit.
You know what? I've never cared for OJ, so I've always been very biased, and I've always been like he did it. So I don't even. When was the case? What
19
year?
well, was started in 1994.
Okay, I was 4, so I don't know what. I was too busy.
Oh, you were 4?
I was 4 years old, Max.
Oh,
Don't act like you don't know. But so
oh, you
I
were
don't even know
4.
what was going
That's so
on. Yes.
cute.
Okay. But anyways, I don't know
So
what was going
that
on.
means you were 4 during the World Cup, and yeah, of course, in '94 you were 4. Okay.
Hmm. So I didn't hear about the case
Where
until
did you
obviously
grow up? You were in Boston
yeah,
area?
yeah.
Okay.
And so I don't know anything about it, but I always just looking at him, I used to be like, I know he did it. I know he did it.
I can't say that, Shannon. You could type it, but I can't say it because I don't want them people after me. Them people ain't no joke. Hey, did y'all hear? You know, Trump has struck a deal with Iran, right?
Yes,
And
I did hear that.
they open up the Strait of Hormuz, but guess what? They closed it again because Izzy attacked Lebanon again.
Wait, who
Okay.
attacked who? Sorry, I was reading.
I call Isra. I call
Mhm.
him Izzy. Just I don't like to say their name because I don't want to get flagged. You know,
Sorry, I'm laughing at the comments, Max. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, they attacked Lebanon, so the deal off the table again. Yep, deal off the table again, man. And here's the thing: it's not really the small hats that's doing this. It's not them. Because I know somebody. He said, "Yeah, people keep blaming us." He said, "No, it's the powers that be that's doing this. They don't want this either. It's the Z's that's doing it. So they want this thing to continue. He shouldn't see. Let me tell you something. Every president said no to them except for except for Trump. He took him up on, okay, let's get rid of Iran. Let's do that. No other president agreed to this because it's opened up a can of worms because it's a continuous situation. Once you open open that door. So that's where we at now. He's trying to make a deal, but they say we don't care about your deal. We're gonna sit over here and mess with Lebanon, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it. So what he might have to do is, I don't know what he gonna have to do. I don't know. It's just a messed up situation. Yeah, Izzy wants Lebanon. I said it. Well, because it's right next door. But let me see what else we have. Let me see. God heaven, I keep thinking about that 2061 date.
Yeah, that took me
God,
out. You see, I ain't talk about it again.
Ooh, that
I
that
was,
that.
yeah.
Ooh, man.
Mm-mm. That right there, I couldn't get past the 2043. 2061, I'm going to be 71 years old. That's it.
Damn.
Like, I'm going to be looking at Carmelo Anthony like, what did he do again?
Mhm.
Like, and
Like
how old is
Carmelo
he going to be when he gets out? Well,
in
if
his
he
in
gets,
his in his 50s.
yeah, his classmates are going to have kids and probably looking to be grandparents in the next 10 or 15 years. Look at Miguel. Talking about by then I'll be shitting my pants. Oh my god. Oh my god. This man is too much. Pants or depends. Debbie both.
Man, that's just a
Y'all are
long
too
time to
funny
think. The aliens will be back
tonight.
though. Aliens will be back by then.
Oh my, not the aliens. Every time you talk about aliens, I think about Umar. Didn't
Oh
they
yeah,
say
remember
he
Umar
gets?
said he thought he saw an alien?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him? He said his brothers and sisters, an alien up there.
I was done. I don't
He said
like
it's a
that man.
coon. He said it's a coon ship with the
You remember
coons on
every
it.
time you started talking about him, I would leave the chat.
Yeah,
I was done. I was like, I'm
Dr.
done.
Umar. He claimed he saw an alien ship. Oh my god.
Yeah, Umar Johnson. Yeah, yeah. He's something. He's a lot too. I'm surprised he hasn't said much about this case. Period.
He has.
Oh, then I just ain't paid him no mind
Yeah,
because
he
I don't
has.
like him. He get on my every nerve I got.
Oh, he talked about the case, all right.
You know, he makes everything about race. Everything.
You said everything about
I don't
race. He
like
sure
him.
do.
And you don't have no goddamn sense to me. Look at Joseph talking about Umar school will be almost done by the time Carmelo gets out.
Facts.
Oh God, y'all are too funny today.
That's a whole fact, man.
I thought the school was done though. No? I don't
Mm-mm.
know.
It's not done
See,
yet. Well,
I
he
can't
claimed it
think.
is.
Yeah, I've never liked him. Every time you started talking about him, I just used to leave the chat. Like, let me just get out. I don't. I can't entertain foolishness. I just can't. I get mad. Carmelo can cut the ribbon when he gets out. Oh my God.
It's
Y'all,
crazy.
we said we were gonna be nice today in this live. And y'all are saying some ruthless things in these comments. I don't know, Max. I feel bad. But I will say, yeah. Oh Lord.
Well,
Yeah, he's
well,
rather annoying, Darlene.
who's that?
Umar, she's talking
Oh
about.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
swim is
guys, I don't
bad.
want to cut this short, but I think I'm gonna cut it here, Evan.
All right,
We gotta
y'all.
do it again maybe tomorrow or something like that.
Oh, tomorrow's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the
Yeah, happy
fathers in the
Father's Day to
chat.
everybody.
It's a lot of mommies in here.
Yeah, we might do
But
something for Father's Day tomorrow when we come back. That's
yes.
crazy. Tomorrow it sucks because tomorrow's Father's Day. Jeff Metcalf have to deal with that. It's gonna be a hard day for him. And then also the other father as well. Um,
Yeah. He
Anthony's
said
father.
that. And he did say that. You know that?
Yeah.
He said that it was gonna be hard because a lot of people he's like he's thinking about the first like the first holidays coming up. And did he have a birthday or something like that after?
I'm not sure.
I think he did, or something that his dad talked about when he did the interview with what's Nancy Grace, and he said, you know, it was the first this, and he's like, I keep thinking about the first something that he was talking about. So yeah, it's gonna be hard for that poor man
Yeah,
to
it
go
is.
through the first everything. And
Yep.
then obviously for Carmelo's dad, even though he ain't all the way there, but and his mom. So
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
yeah.
But anyway, guys, shout out to everybody. Heaven, we was streaming from two other platforms, X account and Kick today.
Okay.
So
Well,
shout
I
out to
don't know who's
everybody
over
that was
there, but
listening.
yeah, they need to come join us on YouTube and on the the chat and stuff.
Yeah.
So
So all right, guys. Thank you for joining, and have a good night. Happy Father's Day, and yeah, we'll see you more than likely again tomorrow. All right, guys. All right, Heaven, have a good one.
bye.